And we're delighted to welcome to the program Greg C. Brown, who is a performer, guitarist, a composer, a recording artist. And Greg, you've released, according to my notes, over 25 CDs. How is that even possible?
I don't sleep much. I'm old. So yeah, it's that is it's funny. I think it's definitely closer to 30 now, and I do music. I'm a guitar player, so I write things in different genres. So I have like a rock band that keeps me busy, and actually I have an instrumental rock album that's actually coming out Friday, and then the classical stuff. And I still get hired to do blues and jazz. I did a live album with a blues group in springtime, which I'm kind of producing now. That'll be out. I don't even know. I mean, I'm loving it. I can't say no. People offer me work and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds great. I love it. It's fantastic.
So you have a rock album coming out, you said, a new album coming out?
I do actually. Friday, there's an album. It's a digital release called Solar Winds, which is like a kind of instrumental rock album. Although it's funny, the interesting, obviously I love the rock stuff and I love classical. And the last track is probably over 10 minutes long, which is actually electric guitar and string quartet. Was the premiere in Vermont. It was kind of my capstone piece when I graduated up there, and so it came out really well. So it's a definite fusion of my two worlds.
Well, instrumental rock is interesting because when we think of rock, or at least when I think of popular music, mostly I think of vocal music. I mean, most popular music is vocal, isn't it?
Sure. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But then again, I look at classical stuff, and I think a lot of that's instrumental. So,
yeah,
it makes. I mean, I grew up in in the '80s, and there was a lot of the guitar virtuosos, be it Steve Vai or even like Al Di Meola, who's like kind of jazz fusion stuff, and so I don't know. I have a huge fondness for that kind of thing, that kind of space. So, but you write stuff with vocals as well. So.
I've often thought about there's a certain challenge in introducing someone who loves rock and pop music to classical because you can't play them opera because they're not going to, the vocal singing is so different than rock. So there's going to be that's a tough one to get over. And so a lot of classical music, of course, is instrumental, but they're used to more singing. And so I think in my own life as an educator, you play a piece of classical music that you think they'll like it. Either they're going to like it or not.
Right.
There's no way to you can't really talk them into it.
Right. Yeah, that's, it's a funny thing that whole genre division thing, which is, kind of a marketing thing. But it's, in this, like, especially like in Scandinavian countries, they've successfully fused kind of rock and art opera for many years, and they always have like the rock operas and things like that. And yeah, I remember, and it's funny too because I grew up in South Florida. I spent many years down there, and there's a band out of Tampa called Sabotage, and I remember they did kind of classical metal rock versions of classical tunes. Like, could it be like Carmina Burana or they go Fortuna, Hall of the Mountain King, Beethoven, first movement of the five, and it's funny, they did there's an album that they did called Dead Winter Dead, which was a concept album based on the war in Sarajevo. And there's a song on there where they did a rock metal version of the Carol of the Bells, and it became a global hit. And that was the basic seed that planted the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It's one of the highest grossing, acts, in the States. And they only play 6 weeks out of the year, but it all kind of came from that. So.
Well, many rock musicians are well schooled in classical.
Sure.
I have a friend who plays with King Crimson. I know you know
Nice.
King Crimson.
Oh yeah.
And he was a classical bass player, Tony Levin.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I think it's important, especially when you have the counterpoint approach to the things. It's more interesting. No, it's great. I think it works. I'm trying to figure out if it's easier to do class. I think it might be easier to do classical elements in a rock world than a rock elements in a classical world.
Right. Well, tell us about your performance at Carnegie. You performed again with your daughter, but tell us about the pieces you played at this concert at Carnegie. I believe it was in June.
Yeah, it was at the end of June, and We did. I was kind of accompanying her, my daughter, as the vocalist, and we did a tune by Mitski and then one by Billie Eilish, "Birds of a Feather," and two very contrasting pieces. But it's fun if you're familiar with those pieces. You know, they are popular and very synth based and things like that. So trying to arrange that for classical guitar, I think it worked out well. I think it went over well, and we had a blast. It was such a cool opportunity to perform with my daughter.
Right. We interviewed your daughter, I think, a year or two ago.
You did?
V, and how is she doing?
She's doing great. She's doing great. She's continuing her studies. So she's working on her first album and is back to college. So it's, we just keep moving forward.
Right. Now, I see from your bio that you're also, you're well-versed in so many genres, but also Baroque music. What kind of Baroque, you played with the Chatham Baroque Trio, and that was guitar and what else?
Oh, well, actually, that was a piece that I wrote.
You wrote.
That was actually for lute and Thorbo and Viola da Gamba, which was super cool. Again, it's one of those opportunities that fell in my lap, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I love that stuff. I mean, obviously, huge fan of Bach, Handel, all that stuff, Vivaldi, and it was trying to figure out how to maybe approach some of that in more of a modern context, and voicings and not break the gut strings on the lute. I mean, it was a really cool experience. They were great, to collaborate with, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, for sure.
Right.
I find myself going back to that period, and again, I think it's the counterpoint that it just really attracts me to a lot of that early Baroque stuff. It's incredible, it really is.
Now, many of your performances are available on YouTube. Can people watching go to YouTube and find you? They just put in Greg C. Brown. Is that how we'll find you?
Yeah. I have a channel there that I try to keep up to date, for sure. That's probably the easiest place to see, performances. I'm on, most streaming platforms. You can do that as well. And then I'm also GregCBrownGuitar.com is actually, I've just recently uploaded or upgraded, I guess, my website to try to stay current. It's a lot to juggle.
So that's GregCBrown.com.
Greg C. Brown Guitar. Greg C. Brown Guitar.
GregCBrownGuitar.com. Good. And I did find an interview you did with Anna that was well over an hour that features some wonderful conversation and performance.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we did. That was some time ago, but yeah, that was great.
Right. Well, GregCBrownGuitar.com. What's coming up in the future for you? What can we look forward to in the next months and years?
Yeah. So we have so over the summer, the Lerner String Quartet recorded A Piece of Mind. That's coming up on one of their upcoming albums, the Modern Classics Volume 3. And it's a piece that I wrote, kind of Lair of the Frost Giant is the name of the piece, kind of inspired by Grieg, Peer Gynt, that kind of vibe. So kind of an homage to him. So that was fun. I mean, I'm a guitar player, but I write stuff for full orchestra. I'm actually finishing up a piece now for full orchestra, and then another for string orchestra, and so and also solo stuff as well. So yeah, I'm just having fun, and enjoying it, and grateful for the work. I think before we went on air, I mean, I was in Japan over the summer as part of the World Expo. Osaka was the host city for that, and they brought in, I mean, tons of musicians from all over the world, and that was just an incredible experience.
You're a busy guy, GregCBrownGuitar.com.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't do well bored. I don't. Yeah, no, I like to stay busy.
We'll give our regards to V, and good luck with everything you're doing, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Okay, Greg, take care.
All right, you too. Thank you.